Hey, Stru.
Clee, did you see the email?
What email?
From the city for the grant. We got the grant.
No way, we got the grant.
We got the grant.
Did we get the whole thing?
Well, no, but to be fair, I did say that we were gonna do this film regardless of whether or not we got the grant at all. So
Yeah. No, that's good. We can get a projector.
yeah, we can definitely get a projector and a red carpet. We're gonna get a red carpet.
Awesome. Okay, I will leave it up to you to decide what 5 or 6 small businesses we're gonna do downtown, and we'll get cracking right away.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I can totally do that. Sweet.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to you when you get home then, Clee.
Okay, sounds good. Bye, love.
Okay, bye.
Talking Lethbridge was supposed to be 5 or 6 small business features. To be fair, it probably would have worked if I was a regular kind of pastry. You know, the kind you'd buy at a bakery. Instead of a confetti cupcake, the kind that just gets confetti everywhere. What I wrote in the grant to get the funding was that we were going to feature 5 or 6 small businesses in the downtown core. July 29th, day 0. I basically wrote everybody. I mean, I don't think I originally meant for it to spiral in the way that it did, but once I got started, I just couldn't stop. We can't just feature 5 or 6, like we can't. That was the hurdle I kept on coming up against. 5 or 6 small businesses in Lethbridge, in downtown, even being limited by the downtown core. There are so many amazing people doing incredible things, very passionate about what they're doing. So I just started writing people, and I was like, hey, do you want to get involved in this project? And at first I thought, you know what, a lot of people are going to say no. And then the people that say no, it's fine because there'll be some people that say yes, and we kind of just work it out that way. And then the people that want to be involved get involved. Well, pretty much everybody said yes. Here's the story of how we ended up doing 38 businesses over the course of 44 interviews with 55 different people. Welcome to the great STRUDELBRAND experiment.
Festival Square used to be a parking lot, and they transformed it. We begged for that for years and years and years. And the city would be like, no, that can never happen. This whole idea, 8-10 years ago, we were talking about it. Like, no, it'll never happen. And look now, and it's like revitalize this street. I don't know what the shift was that changed their mind, and now they're doing it, and it's so awesome. Yeah, I'm Wally DeRusso. I used to own a shop downtown called Kapow Comics, Cards, and Games. I was on the BRZ here in Lethbridge. I was a chair for a couple of years. I was in the heart of the city as well as the BRZ rep there. So fairly involved with downtown. I love downtown. I really do. The city has like tons of ideas that are like 20, 25 years in the future. The alley between 6th Street and 5th Street actually has a design to have a night market. Make it happen. Look what this did to this street. Now you have Blanco Cantina and a great patio and Bourbon and Butter and Stella's and amazing businesses reopening and really thriving. Here's all these awesome ideas. Let's shut down 6th Street and have parties and great festivals, and it'll bring people down. What I hope is they say that'll never happen. It does happen, just like this.
August 2nd, day 1.
Hello everyone, I'm Michaela and I'm the owner of Tiger Bee Boutique, and we've been downtown since May of last year and expanded to this location in November of last year. When I first moved here about 2.5 years ago, I saw the lack of retail stores, so I wanted to make my passion come to life, and I started Tiger Bee Boutique. I chose downtown because it's the heart of our city. It's where we come together to celebrate the beautiful downtown. It's a place to connect with one another and support not only our city but the businesses within it, and I wanted to be part of that great community. My special memory about downtown was definitely the Downtown Business Awards of 2022. I was a super new business at the time, and I was really nervous to come into the community, if I'm being honest, but when we came to the awards, we ended up winning New Business of the Year award, and that's a day I felt true community and love within our downtown, and just having that support, it was the best feeling ever. I hope to see the residents and the city of Lethbridge fall in love with our downtown. Downtown feels like home to me when I can walk down the street and someone waves or says good morning. I can connect with not only my customers but all the other businesses here, and we can support one another.
Hello, I'm Taylor. I'm the owner of Ugly Stuffs. We've been here at this location for a month, but we've been operating online for 3 years. We are a handmade and curated gift shop. I've always loved making things since I was like little, and I used to like sell my things at craft shows and stuff with my grandma. Like, I've always just been creating and selling. My mom actually owns a kind of like home decor store in my hometown, so I really wanted to own a store. I just think downtown is like the place to be in Lethbridge. It's so cute. There's so many cute stores popping up everywhere, which is really exciting. And I love the community. I love the people here, and I love that there's so many like young entrepreneurs and women-owned businesses, which I think is really cool. I have made friends here that I would have never crossed paths with otherwise. And everyone's so welcoming. Like, even in this building, the feeling I get when I'm here, I feel like I'm supposed to be here. Like, I'm a university student, and that's why I moved to Lethbridge. So there I never felt really like, oh yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be. But as soon as I like started hanging out in downtown Lethbridge, it was like, I like it here. Like, it's so nice. I've met so many wonderful people, and yeah, I love spending my time here.
That was perfect.
Hi, I am Nicole Fiedler, and I own the Salty Clothing Co. here in downtown Lethbridge. And I am just a baby. Today is 6 weeks for me. I have always loved clothing ever since I was little. I would try my mom's clothing on, I would draw. I couldn't draw very well, so you'd get a stick figure with triangle was your dress. But it was just something that I loved. I've always loved, and I just got the opportunity to do this, so I took it. Downtown has a vibe, an amazing vibe. Go grab a coffee, walk the shops. It's like everyone here is local. It's a huge family, even though maybe some of us don't know each other, but we're all in the same boat, and I think it's an amazing boat to be in. My favorite part, the people. I love the people. You get to see amazing walks of life. We're not all, we're not all young. We're middle-aged, we're old, we're everything. I find walking downtown into every different shop is a new feeling, like oh my gosh, I want that in my store, or how did you think of that? I just think it's just amazing.
If you want to just dream with me for a second, well, what else would you like to see downtown?
Oh my gosh, what would I love to see? Water slides. Where are outdoor water slides? I think that would be absolutely amazing. You're never too old to be on a water slide.
Oh, I love that.
My name is Ahmad. I'm Lebanese from Lebanon. I've been here for about a year and 3-4 months now. I opened this business April 10th, 2022, and it's been a great a journey for me, being in Lethbridge, serving Lebanese food to those beloved people. They're great people here. Working with food is like my dream, to have my own restaurant. I've had restaurants before, but not in Canada. And when I decided to move back to Canada after 10 years being away from here, I started looking for a restaurant for lease, for sale, and from Lebanon. And I found this one on Kijiji actually, and I contacted the owner on the phone. We made the deal, and I traveled from Lebanon to Lethbridge, and this was my first time in Lethbridge. And I don't regret it. It's been really good for me. You know what? People around you, like there's really nice, wonderful people in Lethbridge that treat me like I'm one of them, and that's what makes me feel like I'm home actually. I appreciate like everybody that supporting me, supporting this small business. People are very great here. I'm very grateful to have some really good people around me. There's like lots to do downtown Lethbridge. I think everybody should invest in downtown Lethbridge because it's a great city. It's very cozy. It's people, like I said, wonderful. They support everybody. Every day there's something special. So it's not like there's one thing. Every customer, every new customer is like a special for me. Like I love having this experience here in Lethbridge, and like I said, I love people in Lethbridge. Yeah.
Perfect.
Hello.
This is the place to go. People might not notice it right away with the construction around, but this is the best tasting Lebanese food, which is you can't find anywhere in Lethbridge. And it's all homemade and it's all taken care of from the heart.
We are Riley and Diana, and we are the owners of Cookie Crimes Ice Creamery, located downtown, and we have been here since May of 2022.
Well, we started out as a COVID project, and we kind of snowballed from there. Now here we are. So we're here making ice cream, making people happy.
Yeah.
And cookies.
And cookies.
The first thing that comes to mind is our opening day. It was just kind of a big life moment for me, stepping forward, how far we've come since May last year.
That was a big moment.
That was.
I've actually had a few customers like that came in pregnant and have come back to show me their newborn baby. You know, to me, that's just so special. And it's just a cool experience that I get to interact with all of these amazing humans that come downtown. And I think that's, for me, the best part.
I like being a part of a community. Like I'm a fairly introverted guy, kind of on my own, but I feel like I've been nothing but welcomed into downtown. And it's been a terrifying experience opening a business, but opening downtown has been the best support group I could have possibly gotten.
I go by FK Arts. I have a studio downtown at the Trianon Gallery. I think it's been 5.5 years or so that I've had a studio space here. I'm an artist. For me, being downtown and being in the heart, I guess, of like the busyness, the little busyness that I think Lethbridge has in comparison to bigger cities, I like the energy of it. This space very specifically too has a lot of huge, massive windows, a lot of natural light, which is great for art, but also to see the goings on of downtown and kind of be influenced by that. I keep like canvas bags in the studio, so if I feel like going for a walk and grabbing some books or vinyl or whatever else, there's like plenty of like local places downtown that are within walking distance. I like to have that energy of like hustle and bustle. If you become a regular somewhere, you are here often enough, it becomes a little bit of like a community. It's just the relationships that you build with other people that are downtown. It's a nuanced place, and that's what I like. I like that type of energy. Not chaos, but just like the truth, the realness of this is downtown in this city and this is what it looks like. There's so many times where I've just felt the beauty of this space, the beauty of downtown. Seeing people help each other out always gives me little warm fuzzies. So I guess those are the things that I would share that I have really good memories with, and things that happen often enough that I'll continue experiencing them as long as I'm frequenting the downtown.
August 3rd, day 2.
I'm Tawny from Always Sunday Hair Studio. We've been here since last January. I have a daughter-in-law who does hair too. We are passionate about doing hair. We wanted somewhere to go that we could just express ourselves, have something that was super chill. Why do I love it? We get to be creative. I just really love it. It's something that I can do every day that I feel like I'm not working. I get to be around people, make them feel good. Yeah, I love my job. We chose downtown because it was a central location. We liked the vibe of downtown.
What made you want to be in the Oliver block?
Well, because it's so beautiful. I think it's like one of the nicest buildings in Lethbridge. Hunter did an awesome job. It has the character, but it's also very modern. It has original hardwood floors and brick. The lighting, there's tons of lighting. That's why I picked this building. A special moment, it's the community, for sure. You're walking into work and everyone's saying hello to you. Post a picture on your Instagram and you get a ton of businesses supporting you, cheering you on. I love that. It's not competition, it's community. I love that part. But the candy store downtown, or downstairs, House Sweet Candy Store, for sure, you have to go there. I go there like once a week. Cafe Noir just moved into Herbal Apothecary. I also love Herbal Apothecary. I have a bunch of hairdresser friends that also moved downtown, like Nelly Hair Design. I love Scylla's at the end of the street. Pure Spa. There's so many. Oh, and then Thelma and Thistle downstairs. She's adorable. Best kept secret, I would say the community. I didn't know about that before moving down here. You get a ton of support from everybody. It's kind of cool.
I'm Tash. I'm the owner of Curvy Couture Co. I started Curvy Couture Co. in 2021. We just moved into this location in April of 2023. I was looking for an outfit for something, and I was looking within my scope of Lethbridge, Calgary, Canada, and I was like, do we really buy all my clothes in the States? And my husband was like, yeah, we do. And I was like, that can't be real. Because I've never felt any boundaries with having style or the kind of clothes I want to wear or who I am. And I was like, huh. And then one morning I just woke up and looked at my husband. I was like, babe, I think we have to start a store. And he looked at me and was like, okay. And I was like, okay. And so then we started Curvy. So growing up as a Black woman, a Black child, I was always different than everyone else that I was surrounded by. Little backstory, my mom is white, my dad is Black, I'm biracial. And so all of my siblings in my mom's marriage are white. And so my body was different, my hair was different, I was different. And so my whole life, the messaging was, we could do this to your body, we could do this to your hair, we could change this and make it more acceptable, make it more pleasing to the eye. And it was always about how everyone else would see me. And when we first started Curvy, our message was like, clothes, you deserve clothes. That would have been like my message. And as we got into year like 1, probably 4 months in, I was like, hold on. Like, people don't understand that their body's good. That right now, in its state, whatever state it is, it's good. And it was such like a thing that knocked me down, like, oh my gosh. And then I started seeing all the like messaging that we get that tells us that we're not enough. Like, every magazine at the checkout is like, lose 5 pounds, detox. At the YMCA, they had scales on every floor in the gym, and in every area, you could always access a scale. And I was like, why on earth what is happening here? The gym is supposed to be about movement, about building your body, feeling good, because bodies are temporary and they change from infancy to old age. And so at the core, my body's good because it's the vessel that carries who I am. So my body's good, your body's good. The ripple effect has been amazing. I actually like glow from the inside talking about this. So I've seen it in my own family, in my extended family, in my nieces, in my nephews, how they treat people, how they resonate with it first, how it just like makes sense to the younger generation that like, obviously your body's good. Like it's so great. One lady in particular who first started shopping with me from the very beginning, she would come in and she would be like, I need a 3X. And I was like, you do not. And she would fight me on it. And I was like, so you're allowed to try on this. And I would give her a smaller size. Throughout the years, she's realized that her body isn't a problem. And she's not a 3X. She was actually a 1X. And that it's okay to have clothes fit your body properly. And you don't just have to like hide your body. And then like people send me DMs or like the best is like the handwritten cards that I get dropped off and I have in a drawer that are like, this is how you helped me. I just faced this, you know, so those mean the world to me. They're my like constant reminder. So we had a fashion show. It was amazing. We had 15 women over a size 10 get into 3 different looks, and we shut down the street and they walked on the stage at Festival Square, and we were able to utilize Festival Square for like a positive impact and include so many local businesses, like too many to even name, that supported it, which just like lets the community know that like if you go to this store, you're safe. So even though I'm plus size and I might not need something from a men's store like Populous, I now feel comfortable because I know they supported this to go buy my husband like handmade amazing leather goods, right? And so what that did for the community more than curvy was like bring us all together and celebrate and show these women that they're good and like show the children that they're good. And so I tried to like invite as many of my kids' friends as possible to just like be a part of this and realize like your body's good right where it is. I feel like if you're willing to put yourself out there and ask for support, the support will be there. But first I had to put myself out there. And for me, it was intimidating because the first experience I had with a non-business downtown wasn't positive. But then as I made friends outside of like myself, I'll say, I had to step out of myself to be vulnerable, to go and introduce myself to business owners and tell them what I was doing. And I was so happy to see how many were like receptive. I love being on the corner here on 4th and 6th. It's so great to see what our city has to offer downtown. It's truly amazing. I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness, what would I like to see happen? There's so many things I'd like to see. So I would love to have safe, inclusive spaces for everyone. I would like to see the buildings that are not being utilized properly. For like the dreamers to be able to start, because we all need somewhere to start. Like I didn't even know how to approach a landlord or approach like how do you get a store downtown? Like that kind of education needs to be taught when you want to be an entrepreneur. We don't talk about the things you can do with your dreams. When you're working together, you can't be stopped because it's like, oh, I know George from there. And I know, like you just talk about the people that you love, or when newcomers come downtown, you build relationships with them and you're like, you have to check out this store, you have to go there. You get to share your love of downtown. Personally, I am very much a cookies and crime supporter. They are the hidden gem in the city as like their originality for flavors, their like diversity in cookies. Can I say that? Because their lemon one, they're definitely a hidden gem. I just love them. They have a great atmosphere. It's very inclusive. Previous to this, I did have a store on 5th Street. And the move here was really quick. I call it like a midnight move. Seamless, right away, so that we didn't stop revenue. So we advertised for an event night, and the women buy tickets to come to the event night. And blindly, without any information, these women all bought tickets for the event. They all showed up at the store, which was, it had paper on the windows. So they all showed up, and one by one I would let them in, and they saw an empty store and they were just like, what is happening? What is happening? And then we had hired California Dreams limo company to come and pick us up and take us for like a cruise around the city. Like so they could kind of like guess where the store was going to be. And then we turned the corner and everyone for sure was like, it's got to be the old Esquires. And when we passed it and it was still not that, they like kind of were like, what? And then as soon as we passed Reeves College and all the lights were on, the store was fully set up like you see it today, with my husband and my kids and my family all in the store waiting, waiting for these women to come into the store and see that this was their space, that we had created the most beautiful space that we could for them, so that they know that they're worth it and they're worth the time and the investment to come shopping and to have a safe space, which is really important. It was the best thing ever for them to come in, and like, it was unbelievable, like, to have this space for women size 10 and over. It was amazing. It is amazing. I just wish like every Monday morning we could do that. Like, do you want to see where we get to shop now, guys? It's a little bit of a dream. A lot of people ask me why I don't focus more on e-commerce and why we invest so much time in a brick and mortar, because it is so expensive. And it's for the people to learn that they deserve this. They deserve to come in and have couches to sit on while they're trying on clothes, and like everything in here is built with curvy in mind. If you don't have girlfriends to shop with or anyone to shop with, you do here, because we just make that happen. And that's like the core of what we're doing, is like making everyone feel amazing.
My name is Jeff Graham, and I do a couple of things in downtown Lethbridge. The one that I brag up most is I host a radio show downtown out of a studio sponsored by Jess FM. Also have the luxury of performing in the Galt Gardens quite often with the Lethbridge Shakespeare Performance Society. I've been a lifer in Lethbridge and for 4 generations, so downtown has been a big part of my life. I think as far as downtowns, because I've kind of been around the world, we have more trees than anyone actually really understands. Recently, I learned about a bunch of tiny little bits of installed art. Back alley is the craziest place to find these things. Walking through all the alleys to find all of them was amazing to me.
Hi, I'm Robin Ives, and I'm the owner and operator of Gather & Graze, and we've been at our downtown Lethbridge location since April this year. I love making food for people. This has always been something that I've liked to do, and I just love seeing people's reactions or people being able to expand their palate and try something new. One of my favorite things about creating food, and then I just love being able to do whatever I want with it and put whatever combinations together. Just kind of the spontaneity of bringing people together through food is kind of a beautiful concept. I just love the community and the connections and just the overall energy of downtown Lethbridge. Everybody is here for the same reason. Everybody's supporting one another, and it truly is a sense of community down here. I'm so proud to be a part of that community. I would just like to see tons of diversity, an inclusive environment for everybody, including all populations and all walks of life, and to be able to create a really creative working space where everybody is here to support each other and there's vibrance, and yeah, that's what I think. Sorry.
Okay, hello, I'm Di Houston. I'm the host of For the Record on CKXU 88.3 FM's radio station. I moved here in 2006 from Calgary, and of course Calgary's downtown has all those skyscrapers, and I just like how open it is. Like, there's nothing obstructing these wonderful like sky views or anything. You can actually like take in stuff. You can just come down here and walk, or even just to enjoy just wandering around down here. It's really nice on how like tight and small it is, but it has so much to offer. They have all these murals they put on walls, but they shove them in alleys, and it's so cool. And there's so many like great pieces of work. The one that's got me for the longest time is the one with the cows. I think they're on like one of those window washing things, and there's just cows around them. I've always liked that one for like years. Yeah. I don't think they got any like written things on them outside of just signatures. I don't know who the artists are. I think we need to start putting plaques so that we can understand who these people are, because they're probably still doing work, and they're probably able to, we'd probably be able to see more from them.
I'm Nicole. I own Olive Branch Jewelry. I've owned my business for 3 years, but this is month 3 of having a storefront in downtown Lethbridge.
What is your favorite thing about downtown Lethbridge?
I would say the people and the community. I love the buildings. I think they're so beautiful. I love the brick wall behind me. I love getting to see all the faces coming in here, and I also love all the neighboring businesses too. I love jewelry, and I love people, and I feel like just the combination of getting to sell jewelry and meeting all these people is one of my favorite things.
I'm Claire Lind, and I am owner and operator, artistic director here at Haptic Dance Arts, located at 325 7th Street South in downtown Lethbridge. I've been teaching dance just over 20 years now, and yeah, it's kind of been a part of my life since I found it when I was very young and fell in love with it, and it really became a way for me to communicate how I was feeling without having to actually open my mouth and talk, and it's sort of how my heart beats and how I live my life. I am really passionate about accessibility, and accessibility comes down to walking and taking public transportation, so a downtown studio for me was really important. Equally, I love 7th Street. I love some of the businesses here on 7th Street, as well as 6th Street and 5th Street and 8th Street. It's a really vibrant downtown, and I was really lucky, very lucky to come downtown and find a studio space and just add a little bit of culture to downtown Lethbridge. We have to shout out to Classic Dancewear, which just so happens to be right across the street from us. Great local owned and operated dancewear store here in Lethbridge. There's all these little shops that kind of pop up here and there and everywhere, so I think there's kind of something for everybody, whether it's a coffee shop, you're looking for your hair, cool threads. There's just something for everybody, and you just have to come downtown to find it.
My name's Ian Goche. I'm the owner here at Borderline Skate Shop. We've been in downtown Lethbridge for over 15 years, and we've been at this location for just over 10 years now. My favorite thing about owning this place is definitely the community aspect. It's so good watching younger skaters growing up and improving their skills, and also just doing the community events, bringing everybody together to celebrate skateboarding and snowboarding. The last one we just did was the Go Skateboarding Day on June 21st in collaboration with National Indigenous Peoples Day. So we held it at Festival Square. And we had a great night. We had a bunch of Indigenous performers come out and speakers. We were able to utilize the whole skate area in Festival Square, where we brought in skateboard ramps. Ramps were also donated from Fort McLeod that we fixed up, and then we also donated them to the Pagani Skateboard Club. You know, everyone really came together to make it happen, and it turned out to be a great event. Well, the next event, bigger event that we have coming up is going to be Skate of the Art. Skate of the Art started over 10 years ago, and it was to raise money for the Wade Galloway Skate Park that's on Mayor McGrath. We get about 30 artists to then use a blank skateboard deck, and they get to paint or draw whatever they want on the skateboard deck. And then we get a cattle auctioneer to auction it off for a fundraiser for the Lethbridge Skateboard Association. So we haven't done one since COVID, and this November 10th at the SAG, we're gonna have Skate of the Art. Favorite thing about downtown Lethbridge is just the other local businesses. It's so good to see still a ton of familiar faces, and you know, businesses thriving in the downtown core, and as well as there's a huge influx of new business owners coming in, so it just gives a vibrant downtown experience to anybody visiting. Favorite location is always, we have the Populous store upstairs of our location, handmade leather goods here right in Lethbridge. The Owl Acoustic Lounge, we get live music and great food as well. We have the Penny Coffee House. We always get the beard trimmed up at Union, thanks to Chad and Chris and that whole crew. But yeah, we just try to keep it a tight community, and there's so many good businesses here for sure. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of good people doing really good things, like the Sage Clan and stuff like that are here helping. Everybody's coming together to look out for one another and bring a positive vibe to the downtown core. I'd love to see the progress continue, you know, 3rd Ave getting developed, Festival Square getting developed. It's time for that revamp, and it's already happening. I'm looking forward to the next 10 to 15 years.
What is your favorite piece of public art in Lethbridge?
First thing that pops in mind is that the dog on the corner right heading into Galt Gardens. That always stands out for me. The yellow dog. Let's not put that in there though.
What's wrong with the yellow dog? It's cute.
I do love the yellow dog. I keep coming back to it. It's sweet. It catches my eye every time. It's always a new dog every day. That's the one. That's it. The yellow dog. You got my vote.
Love it. Well, thanks for taking a minute to chat with us today.
No problem. Thank you so much.
August 4th, day 3.
My favorite thing about downtown Lethbridge would be my pop-ins, like people just coming in and like, oh, I saw your sign. Like, what is fiber art? Hi, I'm Jennifer Gomez, owner of UL Fiber Arts. I opened up April 1st of this year, so just 4 months now. So I'm not a yarn shop, I'm not a knitting shop, I'm a fiber art shop. So we punch, we felt, we dry felt, wet felt. And I love when people come in just to see what it is and then come in and they're like, oh, this is fiber art. The only fibers that I carry here are all natural fibers. There's no acrylics. Everything's hand dyed, everything's fair trade, and everything is animal cruelty free. I want to help people to learn about the benefits and the fun of it, to maybe have a creative moment that some adults have left behind in their childhood and haven't realized how to do it in adulthood in a way that they can appreciate. I think fiber arts is that space for some people.
Hi everybody, my name is Jose and welcome to Jose's Handmade Imports. And I've been downtown for 30 years. I've seen blocks go down and new buildings come up and it's lovely. It's great.
What do you think is the biggest thing that's different from when you first opened to now in downtown Lethbridge?
That's a very good question. A lot more little cafes and little stores being opened, more local shops are being opened, and it's just becoming fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can go have a little beer on the patio, little bite to eat, little markets, yeah, festivals in the park. Good. If you like pizza, the Slice is awesome, good music. The Owl just got a bigger location, they got good music. Good food is Stella's. She makes awesome eggs Benedict. Yeah, no, they're all good. Yeah, I'm a food person.
That's fair. That's fair. We also are. We're named STRUDELBRAND.
Right.
What's your favorite thing about being downtown Lethbridge?
It's central. I like it. It's home.
Yeah.
Yeah, after 30 years, it's where I am. I'm downtown, uptown, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's good stuff.
The concept of the penny was started university project, and they brought it to life in 1991 downtown Lethbridge. Hi, I'm Jake Ramsdell. I'm the manager and owner of the Penny Coffee House. We've been downtown since 1991 when Al Ansel started it as a university project. We both had the roaster and the coffee business in the building. He then sold it. He sold to a longtime baker, Eileen Abbott, who then owned it for 20 years and then sold it to us 20 years later. Way in 1999, when Eileen took over, they decided to split the businesses into two and have Cuppers just kind of focus on making the beans and the Penny kind of just being that downtown coffee house that we know today. We still have our beans come from Cuppers. We do try and stay as local as possible with everything that we buy. We've been a safe haven for all walks of life since we kind of opened. We've been around for 30 years and it's been going strong ever since.
You want to start saying your name?
Of course. Hi, my name's Tyson and I am a massage therapist here at the Healing Hut, and then we have been here for about a year and a half.
And I'm Shay. I'm the Healing Hut.
Boss lady.
I think my favorite thing about being in downtown Lethbridge is the history of it and kind of being a part of the history of it. Like, I remember before Casa was there, and now it being there, it's like I can't imagine Lethbridge without it. And then the fountain at Gulf Gardens, or now the Festival Square, I guess. You know, I love seeing these things unfold. It's pretty cool.
Honestly, for me, it's just being around so many like interesting people. Being downtown, I've been able to meet quite a lot of just interesting people in this building alone, but even just kind of walking around and, you know, just adventuring.
Every time I go down a different street, there's a business there I didn't know was there. Or like I knew they were building Festival Square and I kind of saw what it looked like. But then in the wintertime, I went down there just to get food one time, and just the ice rink and the tree, it was like, again, this is so beautiful.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like just every time you walk down the street,
Yeah.
you just find something new that you never realized was there before.
Or you see something in a new way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Yeah, so beautiful.
When you meet people who have been here for so long, and you're like, oh yeah, we're in the Paramount building. You know, it always brings up nostalgia for those people, and it's nice to share in that nostalgia.
So many stories. We had originally been in the cutting company, which was like a historical building itself. So we didn't have any plans of coming downtown specifically, but when we came into the building and you get to see the original doors and like the theater posters for the first movie they ever showed and the last movie they ever showed, and it's the same thing with being downtown, right? Just the history of it. It's really cool to be a part of.
Do you get that like movie star energy coming to work here?
I wish. I might just invoke that now, walking down the hallway.
I always feel like a movie star, so.
Hi, I'm Noelle Piggott. I'm the owner and operator of Mudita Beauty. I've been working out of the Paramount Theatre in downtown Lethbridge for about 2 years now. I've been born and raised in Lethbridge, and I just love how central this location is and just the vibrancy of downtown and all the local businesses. It's just so fun to feed off of everybody's energy. My favorite thing is probably the sense of community. It doesn't matter what block you're on. I feel like everyone just wants to support and keep things local. I think Sister's Pub is probably my favorite hidden gem of downtown Lethbridge. They have the best steak sandwiches. It's like an elevated pub food and a very cool atmosphere inside. It's kind of like a biker bar kind of thing. It's an amazing bar. It's owned by 3 sisters that are from Lethbridge, and yeah, it's a great business. My favorite thing about what I do here, being a permanent makeup artist, is just giving people that sense of confidence and self-worth without having to wear any makeup, where they can just wake up, look in the mirror, get up and go and feel confident.
Can we ask what your favorite thing to tattoo on someone's face is?
Yeah, definitely nano brows are for sure my favorite. Actually, man brows might be one of my favorites, just because they like them to be a little bit more unruly. Those are probably my favorite.
That's super cool. I didn't even know someone in Lethbridge did that, so that's awesome.
I'm Penny Warris, owner of Analog Books. We've been open now for just over 2.5 years in downtown Lethbridge on 6th Street. I love downtown. I think it has a really cool vibe. I love it in the evenings down here with all the patios open and the lights on Festival Square and just all the vibes that are happening downtown. And we love the people that make the effort to come downtown and then come into the store. We just think that that's fantastic. Oh, the hidden gem, definitely 6th Street. Maybe I'm a little biased, but yeah, all the independent stores down on 5th and 6th and 7th just have created an astounding area to visit for people to see downtown Lethbridge. Along with all the restaurants, the art galleries, all the street art, it's just a really cool place to come down to. We do have a couple murals in our back alley that are very popular. We're quite often when we're working back there, we look out our window and there's a whole bunch of people taking their pictures out in front of the murals that are there. We see people taking pictures with their motorcycles and their cars and their wedding dresses and grad photos and all kinds of stuff. It's very cool.
On that note, what is your favorite piece of public art in Lethbridge?
I don't know what it's called, but on the corner of Galt Gardens, sort of facing Catwalk, there's a dog with it kind of swings in several different directions. I think that one's pretty cool. I would just like to see the vibe continue like it is now. Ever since Festival Square's open, there's some really cool stuff. I love talking about downtown, so thanks.
Hi, I'm Eric, and I'm a cartoonist here in Lethbridge. When we moved back to Alberta, came to Lethbridge, a community that I didn't know at all, and it was an opportunity to visit Alberta, but also to see it with other eyes and to kind of learn about Lethbridge from some of the people around. I think my favorite thing is the connection of the land and food together. So right down here on 6th Street is the Wednesday Farmers Market, and for me that is always a reminder that we're in an agricultural hub or belt here, and so I'm always thinking about the relationship of people and food and culture and community even when I'm downtown. I love the sense of community. It is a downtown, but it is fairly small. It's Lethbridge, but it's somewhere that anytime I'm walking down the street, I'm going to run into somebody I know.
What would you say is a hidden gem of downtown Lethbridge?
Ooh, that's a good one. A hidden gem. I'm going to say our hidden gem under all of our noses is the downtown library branch. For me, it is kind of the hub of the downtown.
There is a famous saying that there should be something in the library to offend everybody. And we really love that, because the idea is that no matter your viewpoint or perspective, really there is something here for you and for somebody who maybe hadn't thought of that perspective. It's essential to what we do, is providing those diverse viewpoints and perspectives for people to explore. Hi, I'm Tara Plato, CEO of Lethbridge Public Library. The library has been in the city of Lethbridge for more than 100 years, and the main downtown branch opened in 1974, so just under 40 years. We're all about providing equitable access to things. So whatever that thing is, whether it's a program or a book or a computer or a MiFi hotspot, the idea is that everybody can access it is extremely important to us. The library is a place for so many people, and vulnerable populations, which include people who are living in houselessness, youth and seniors, and people who are new to the community and new to Canada. We're such an important place for people to come when they need somewhere to go. One of the comments actually that we got during the pandemic was from a woman who said she just parked in the library parking lot and read her book in the parking lot because she missed being able to be in the library space so much. And that just really highlighted for us how important our physical spaces are to people. And there's 1,000 reasons why somebody might be at the library. The wonderful part is that you don't have to tell us that reason, you can just be here. And that's extremely important to who we are. It really is one of those last community spaces. And the other thing that's really important to us is that the library is likely one of the few spaces where you're going to see or interact with somebody that you might not in your regular life. It expands our circles outside of, our narrow social circles that we usually are in. It means that you're probably going to see somebody or interact with somebody from a different socioeconomic background, and that's incredibly important to community building and community life. There have been studies actually that have shown that spaces that provide socioeconomic mixing lead to increased empathy and understanding of other people, and in fact reduces prejudice in communities. Even when those interactions are seemingly negative, it actually has really positive impacts on the community.
I am Cami Tanner. I'm the owner of Herbal Apothecary at 320 6th Street South in downtown Lethbridge. So as far as I know, the plans to erect and build this building was back in 1929, and then it was finished in 1932, and then it was re-renovated in the late 60s, early 70s with the arches that are what we still see today. There's an old photo that kind of centered around 1955. It was a view of this street. The street was hustling and bustling, like the sidewalks were packed. And I would love to see that coming back downtown to Lethbridge, where everybody is just walking in the streets and shopping all over the place. We are gonna get there. There is just something magical about 6th Street. It's the canopy of the trees, and there is just a different vibe on this street. That was very appealing to us. We were really kind of just drawn to this whole area and just fell in love with this space. Before we even knew we wanted to be here, we came and checked it out and signed the lease that afternoon, so it was very quick. I love the energy, I love the vibes, I love the events that are down here. I love to see people walking around and just enjoying all the different local businesses, because this is where all the local businesses are in Lethbridge, is in downtown. So it's really fun being down here and interacting with people and kind of having more of a personal touch and a one-on-one contact. And this happens regularly. I had a lady who came in, started crying because she got so emotional over where she has been and where she wants to go, and I gave her a hug and I was like, we can do this, we can get through this, and it's gonna be okay, and I'm here to be with you the whole step of the way.
So you kind of have a little bit of cheerleading going on too for your customers.
You have to. I mean, we're all people, we're all, in this together, and so why not have some love and compassion for each other?
Oh, I love that.
August 5th, day 4.
Wow, we never knew this was up here, and it's exactly like a hidden gem, and that's what I refer to places like this. And there's a lot of buildings that have a lot of hidden gems. It's great. It's
true.
I'm Marie Olson, and I have a little downtown business called The Nail Boutique.
I'm Crystal McNabb. I have a small business downtown.
I've had my business in the Oliver Block for 2 years now, a little over 2 years. And Crystal has been here for about a little over a year now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being downtown, I feel different about what supporting local means. When I was talking to Hunter Hagee, he owns the Oliver building, he was saying that the city was going to tear this building down, and I'm so glad he didn't, or they didn't. But downtown Lethbridge, I love the history of the buildings. I love that we can utilize these spaces. How many businesses are thriving in this building because somebody saw potential instead of trying to build something new. I hate that things are so disposable, and it's amazing in here. Like, it's got so much character, it's got history, it's just beautiful. Yeah.
It's really cool.
It is.
I love it.
Yeah. I just think about the building, the Oliver building, Oliver Block, how many businesses are housed in here, and it's just, people are living their dreams in such a beautiful space. And I would have been heartbroken if, knowing that this could have been done. That's sad.
I know. It's good though.
Yeah.
Because it's here.
Yeah. So, yeah, I do. I feel very blessed and lucky to be here because of it.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's lovely. Okay.
Yeah, we're like, okay, I'm
We're
still.
like, now we're
Yeah,
done.
yeah, we're done. I was just kidding. Stop talking, Crystal.
Hi, I'm Andrea.
And I'm Tim, and this is the Port Co-working Space.
We bought this building and kind of just fell in love with it. It's been a bit of a work in progress over the last 6 years to turn it into what it is now. It was built in 1887. So we're going on 135 years now. It's definitely one of the oldest buildings in Lethbridge, and it's got the character to prove it. It's actually really cool because every time we do something, we discover a new little treasure. So like under the back flooring, there was a postcard from the 1930s that someone had sent from California. In the back, when we were tearing up the siding, Father Leonard Van Tegum used to live here. This was his garden. And so there was actually a piece of a crate that had been used on the siding that had his delivery address and his name on it and everything. We found some negatives from somebody's nursing graduation in the 80s. They had fabulous hair. One day we'd love to display them, but right now it's kind of just like one little thing here, one little thing there, a picture, and then some things get covered up again. So they're just kind of hiding out, trying to preserve them until we can find a good way to display them and share them with people. We have a lot of hope for what's going on here. There's like an actual community and neighbors here. That's really cool to just like make it our home now. And we've been here for about 15 years. We came to Lethbridge and thought, oh, we're never gonna stay there. And then it kind of just grows on you. I think it's a place that will be pretty much forever in some way, shape, or form. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Barb Weston. I own Intuition Tattoo and Piercing. I have been in this location for 3 years, and I was in Chinatown before that for 10 years before that. So I've been in downtown for 13 years.
What is your favorite thing about being a downtown business?
It's a great community. There's so many things to do down here, and it feels really family-like.
I love all the plants you have here.
It started out with 1 or 2, and then all of a sudden it turned into a jungle. Some were given as gifts, some were hoarded by me, some were, I don't know, they just end up here.
Do you have a favorite?
My Monstera, my fruiting Monstera, yeah.
Fruiting, that's definitely important.
Fruiting Monstera, yeah. Yeah, it's rare. It certainly doesn't happen much indoors.
Can you tell us your secret?
The energy in here is really calm and beautiful, and the perfect light, perfect conditions, perfect. It just loves being here, so it just wants to be its best self. I believe everything grows in here. Us people, plants, everything grows and flowers in here.
What is your favorite thing about what you do?
The connections. I really love helping people feel their best, changing how they feel about themselves. So I love making somebody feel fantastic in their skin where maybe they didn't feel that so much before. So that is the main thing that I love about my job. It is incredibly powerful. Not many things you are able to really change the way someone sees themselves, change the way they feel about their bodies, and just make a dent in their life. You don't get to do that very often.
My name is Amy. I'm an artist here at Intuition, and I've been at this location for just over 2 years. I love seeing that there are so many local businesses here as a thriving downtown. Like, I'm originally from Toronto, and I watched sort of Queen Street change from a lot of local businesses to a ton of chains. So it's nice to see that we still sort of have that here. I spend a lot of time like at the Owl seeing live music. I love to eat downtown. We go to Stella's or like the Penny, Bread, Milk and Honey. I mean, even just walking downtown, now there's Festival Square and Casa. There's always music in the summer. I just love that there's always so much going on. It's fun. And it's not too big that you can't get around.
My name is Sifu Alan Chim. I am the owner and operator of Lethbridge Hong Sing Kun Kung Fu Academy, and I've been in business for 15 years. We've moved around a little bit, but this particular building, I think we've been here since 2010. I think 2010 is when we moved in. First started teaching outside of my backyard, and then I went to the Bill Kurgan Center, and then I was upstairs of this building for a little while, and then the building caught on fire. Then we moved like 3 doors down from here, which was Desert Wind Belly Dancers, and we were there for the longest time waiting for this building to get repaired. And then when they finally did repair this building, that's when we moved back in here. So yeah, I think that was around 2010.
The fire wasn't from you, right?
No, you know what's funny is we were actually in Winnipeg at the time for a tournament.
Alibi.
Yeah. And so we're in Winnipeg and we're having dinner with the group. All the phones from the Lethbridge people, they started blowing up, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, the building's on fire!" But we're like 2 provinces away and we can't do anything about it. It was horrific because all our stuff was still in here. But no, it was. We're not sure what started the fire, but it was quite scary because all of our stuff was here and we couldn't even come save it. Yeah. This building is essentially owned by the Chinese Freemasons, the Hong Moon. And then before 2008, before it got blown down, across the street there used to be the Chinese Nationalist building. And so the Chinese Nationalists and the Hong Moon were rivals against each other in China. And so when they moved to Lethbridge, the Nationalists came first. They erected their building. And then deliberately, to spite their enemies, the Hong Moon actually erected their building across the street. And so there would be fist fights between the two groups just in front of this building here way back when in the early 1900s, I guess. But then their building got blown over, I believe, in 2008 in a windstorm. And by that time, they had started to patch things up. I think the Hong Moon actually donated a lot of money to help them try to restore the building, and I don't think that actually went through, and that's why it's a parking lot now. A lot of Chinese history happened here. This building actually, the basement of this building has been renovated to a residential, but prior to that, it was like a hallway with a bunch of side rooms. Because the Hong Moon and the Nationalists, they were designed to kind of help Chinese immigrants when they moved to Canada. And so from my understanding, that hallway plus those side rooms were essentially just places where people could sleep, right? It was considered kind of illegal and underground. And so this building actually has before renovations anyway, secret trapdoors and exits. There's still one in the back that's it's embedded into the floor and you can hardly see it, but it's there. And it's designed for a quick escape from the basement to our back entrance. So yeah, there's lots of fighting here. There's lots of weird underground mysterious stuff that goes on here. So it's cool that I get to occupy a building and teach Chinese martial arts in a building that historically has seen a lot of violence between not just Chinese during that time, the early 1900s. There was a lot of racism against Chinese people as well, and so the Chinese people who historically occupied this area of town were very, I guess, accustomed to a lot of violence. Yeah.
Have you ever had to use a trapdoor?
Just in a game of hide and seek, actually. Yeah.
Where you found, is that a really good spot? That seems like it would be a really good spot.
It was. They searched upstairs, and then as soon as they went down these stairs to try to find me, I took the trapdoor and went back upstairs. So yeah, they couldn't find me, but it was a very functional trapdoor. It worked really well. Yeah, it was good. It was good. We put our fridge on top of it so it doesn't open anymore, but I can see why the placement of where it was super important in the past. Yeah. I was born in Lethbridge, and then I moved to Calgary with my family when I was 14. And the reason I came back down to Lethbridge was for U of L. So I graduated U of L, the history degree. The last paper that I did for my history degree was actually on Lethbridge Chinatown. And so it's cool that I got to study about this particular area of town, and now I operate a business in that very part of town. It's neat because based off of the research that I did, I could like kind of envision all of the goings on way back when. And now the street looks like this and it's all modernized. I can still, like in my mind's eye, I can still picture all of those old things happening. That's a really cool experience as a historian. I don't think when I first came down here that I was gonna end up in this particular area of town. Like a lot of stars had to like come into alignment for me to actually get this place. It's cool that I came down here to study history, and now I'm like teaching a traditional martial arts, which is a kind of a link back to historical China in a historical part of Lethbridge Chinatown. It's a super cool feeling for me. I think all together I've probably about 25 years now I've been doing martial arts. Yeah, but yeah, I'm 39 now. Yeah, 25 years. Yeah. I really like the kind of those light bulb moments, right? There's a lot of people who come through my door with these weird, I guess, Hollywood inspired expectations. And then they start taking my class, and like that's not what I was expecting. The way that I break things down, a lot of my students tend to like pick things up a lot faster than they've experienced in other martial arts classes. And then when they make that link between like what we're doing in class and how that applies to like what they could potentially encounter in real life, they have like this light bulb moment. That's my favorite thing to ever happen. Like I just love being able to pass this information down to the next generation, and then actually have them register in their head, hey, this is what all that training is going towards. Yeah, that's a good feeling for me. So the style that I do, called Charlie Fud, or at least that's the style that I started off with. It was a rebel style. It was founded in China during one of the most tumultuous times in China, the Qing dynasty. These rebels, they were fighting essentially professional soldiers, like professional Qing soldiers, but they were farmers and merchants and scholars and just people who didn't have any actual fighting experience. And so not only did they have access to standardized weapons like swords and spears and normal army weapons, they also had weird weapons like the bench and the umbrella and the fan and the cane and the flute. And I just thought that it'd be cool to highlight some of these traditional weapons and also bring lesser known weird weapons that are essentially just everyday objects that were repurposed into weapons. This array of weaponry, this traditional Chinese weapons, I think I might be the only school that actually does stuff like that. And so I just wanted to like highlight that. And here's all the weapon selections that we have, and come check it out. So, yeah.
Do you have a favorite weapon?
It used to be the fan. I guess the fan is still my favorite weapon. It's collapsible and it's functional. I can carry it around and use it as a fan to keep myself cool in the summer. But as far as weapons that I think have like that really cool look to them, that one back there called the horse chopper, the Chinese glaive. It's essentially just a giant blade attached to the end of a staff. It's not a functional like 21st century weapon. I couldn't carry that around in the street and be inconspicuous. That's definitely, people would notice for sure.
August 6th, day 5.
Hi, I'm Brittany Howell. I'm the owner of Pearl and Quinn Salon in the old Esquires building downtown. We've been open now for 2 weeks. It's very exciting.
What's your favorite thing about doing hair?
Everything. I love making people feel beautiful. I love being part of their special moments. I love being at their weddings. I love doing their kids' hair. I love that transformation moment. It's all the best. The windows and the space and the feeling you get, and that was the most important thing to me, is to create a space that gives you that feeling when you walk in. Being able to paint it whatever color I want has been really fun. Being able to get that new spark in their career that I've loved so much, I was ready for the next challenge. So it's been so fun to try to design it and go in and with a color palette and this idea, and to see it all come to fruition has just been amazing. It was so fun. I kind of went in with a mix mash of idea, and I said I don't want any white in the salon, and they were able to kind of pick from the things that we had visioned and able to kind of come up with this, and it's been awesome. Plant trapping's been the best. I have to rein it in a bit.
I don't think you have to rein it in.
A little botanical garden and some hair, yeah, it's perfect.
What do you think is a hidden gem of downtown Lethbridge?
I can't honestly pick just one. It's been really fun to like be downtown and be able to go to the market on Wednesdays, or be like, there's the new jewelry shop, there's the clothing stores. Like, it's just, I can't pick one, to be honest. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Johnny Vo. I am the owner of Infinity Bubble Tea here in Lethbridge at 309 7th Street South. We've been here since 2021. We found that at the time there wasn't a bubble tea shop that really catered to what we liked, so we decided to open up one ourselves. We like to be adventurous, have lots of different flavors, try something new. Though we still like the classics, we really want Lethbridge to have something that is different. The must-try things, I would definitely say, are monthly specials. They're always different. We try to make something unique. Our inspiration comes from things around the world. We really try to be international with our flavors, something that's you don't really get here in Canada. We really draw inspirations from Asia. That's kind of our main go-to of our flavors. Actually, yeah, corn milk tea is actually a real thing, believe it or not. It is based from China, mainly from the Sichuan restaurants. So if you eat like a lot of spicy food, best thing to have is a corn-based milk tea. We have this great Tabor corn product that's like renowned, so we wanted to use it. Our favorite thing of being downtown is being part of the community of like-minded business owners. It's amazing how many people are out there just being in downtown and walking around. It's really cool. It's something that's very unique to Lethbridge. This place was a huge pizza place, and we took it all down. We started from scratch. We wanted to make it our own unique space. We have lots of local guys help us out too, which is awesome. We have a young gentleman named Cole to help us make this beautiful chalkboard that's our menu. And we have a great little open sign. A young man named Drew from True North Neon Lights really helped us out for that too. I can't thank him enough for helping us out and create something special to us. Try to draw a little bit, and we have a nice little drawing board behind me that I put together, and hopefully some anime aficionados will recognize some of their favorite characters drinking some boba tea.
Which one's your favorite?
My favorite definitely has to be Goku. He's the OG of anime, and I grew up watching him, so he's my inspiration for a lot of things in life.
You gotta go traditional.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of the funny things is like, there's not a huge anime scene, I don't think, here in town either. So hopefully when people walk into our store, they feel like they're included. Young and old. I definitely had a really cool story about like a man came in with his daughter. He recognized most of the characters, and his daughters recognized the characters because her dad showed her all these like anime cartoons, and so she recognized like these older ones rather than the rather new ones. So that was a really fun story. You know, we find like we get these little moments like that come through our store, and it really keeps us moving forward. The little stories like that really make me happy, and I enjoy the people interaction that come through our store, and generally people are happy when they come into our store. So it makes it really great moment when you're buying like a mini dessert for your daughter, your son, or your mother, your dad, whatever. It just really brings people together, which is fun. And our store really shows that it's a fun place to be, and that's kind of what we wanted to have. We wanted this vibe for the store where, like you could relate to something, the little cutesy stuff, the little cats in here too if you're animal lovers. If you like plants, we got a lot of plants in here as well. So we got a little bit of everything, and I hope that creates a comfortable space for people to come in and feel welcomed when they come in to our store. What I would like to see more of downtown is definitely maybe more greenery, you know, like just increase it. I know it's starting to happen, and I know Lethbridge was like voted extremely high for green space, but I just love having like trees, bushes, or planters, stuff like that. I really appreciate, and it's amazing. If you walk down these alleys, like there's lots of cool art in between these alleys. It's really, really neat, and I think that's a hidden gem for our downtown. Probably the current one that I remember right now is definitely Jeremy from G3. He has like these, I think like French bulldogs or something like that. I can't remember, I'm sorry, Jeremy. That's by their shop, like right behind in the alley, and it's super cute. I love it. It's super colorful, vibrant, and yeah, he walked downtown, and hopefully people get more commissions to do this stuff and make it a part of Lethbridge that, you know, you get to see these cool little murals that in alleys, you know, like it's really neat.
My name's Billy Martin, and this store is Poppin' Tags. I've been downtown for about 2.5 years now. I buy and sell used clothes, so customers come into the shop and they bring me their clothes, and I offer cash up front for the clothes, and then I sell them back to the community.
So it's kind of like recycling in a way.
Very much so, yeah. It's a way to avoid fast fashion and keeping clothes out of our landfill. You know, we have clothes that are 30 years old in here, so it's very much about recycling used clothes. I have people who have sold to me probably you know, a dozen times. People seem to really like being able to, you know, get something back for their clothes. And then I have tons of people who are regular shoppers here as well. So always recycling other people's clothes. My favorite thing about being downtown is probably the community, the other business owners, and the demographic of people that hang out downtown and support the shops and restaurants down here.
What would you say is a hidden gem of downtown Lethbridge?
The Slice. They have such good pizza.
What's your favorite pizza, I gotta ask?
The pierogi pizza.
Pierogies on pizza?
Yes, it's delicious. You must try it. I would suggest sweating with us first before heading for the pizza.
Oh yeah, working up the appetite, right?
Yes, absolutely. Hi, I'm Vanessa, and I'm the owner of Unite YQL. We have been downtown since summer of 2019, so we are coming up now on 4 years. I just love downtown. I've always, any city I go to, I think downtown's always the best part. It's vibrant, there's people around. And so when we were searching out space to put the studio, downtown was my #1 choice, and we were so lucky to come across a space that worked, and so here we are. I love seeing people break through barriers. I love seeing when people work so hard that they overcome obstacles, then they get the endorphins after that, they become stronger. And when they are living their best life and they're in their best selves, they're able to take others and lift them up as well, which just creates a whole community.
My name is Sarah Christensen, and I own and operate Visual Art and Tattoos, and I've been here since February 2021. Yeah!
What is your favorite thing about having a downtown shop?
I love the access to nature, community, bringing everything together. Like, there's so much art and community here. Like, it's just phenomenal, and I think everyone should come and check it out, wander around, enjoy everybody. Yeah. But yeah, no, I just really love it here because we have like the history here, right? So we have all of these buildings that have this architecture that have gone through all these different transformations. People have memories that they like to share, what used to be. I like coming in and being like, oh, this used to be like, right now the location I'm in was Jerry Arnold Gallery, so it already has that gallery vibe, and I'm able to like revive that and bring it back, but with my own twist, so it's kind of really special. Yeah.
August 7th. Day 6.
My name is Adedeji Adeyemi Ademili Mayo Akoni Joseph Omobabo-Ade. I host a show at the Owl downtown. It happens once a month. It's called Soulful Vibes, an Afrobeats night, and we play Afrobeat music. And we also serve a street food from Nigeria called suya. It's a really nice place to be, and it's very friendly, and the staff are great, and the owner Steve is amazing as well. I really like it because it's kind of like centralized, and a lot of people can go to different locations downtown and always make their way back to the Owl. It's nice to be able to have different varieties in the community where people can do a lot of things. There are restaurants, there are boutiques, and just bars, and we also have like an African store downtown here as well. So it's really nice to have the variety that people can just go to from one to another.
August 9th, Day 7. Also, I love matching shoes.
We did not text each other today.
I was going to say, was that planned?
However, you told me they were on sale, so.
yeah, that'll do it.
Hi, I'm Karen.
I'm Lori, and we're the owners of Urban Prairie. We've been downtown for 9 years now, in this location.
What's your favorite thing about being downtown?
I'd have to say the community. Especially the community on this street. It's amazing. The people have really come together over the adversity in the last 6 months, so it's been great.
And we really enjoy visiting with our customers that come in every day. It's a great environment to meet people and common interests.
And talk about our shared passion, antiques. Karen is really good at the home decor aspect of putting together antiques, helping warm up a home with the different pieces we have here to give it a little bit of character. That's really your forte.
Yeah, I enjoy doing the display work.
And I really enjoy the paperwork.
That's a good partnership.
We actually really like buying too. We like going out and
that's a fun part of the job.
Checking out estates, going to little small towns, taking wrong turns and ending up where we didn't think we were going to be, and finding treasures.
Where do you guys source from? Can I ask?
Oh, it's a secret, but everywhere. We've been to Montana. We've got stuff in here from Nova Scotia. We've got local things, people downsizing, estates. Just
almost every day people come in and want to sell stuff to us.
Yeah. So it's good.
Hi, we are Jenna and Dave, and we are the owners of Steel and Vines, and we have been in our location here downtown for just over 3 years. We just had our 3-year birthday. We chose to set up downtown Lethbridge, firstly because we scored this beautiful location right on the corner, but I was born and raised here, and it was really important for me to support our downtown and to support our city, and I don't know, it's really lovely downtown, so it was kind of a no-brainer. We didn't really have any other places we thought to set up, did we? It's pretty nice to see kind of the same faces come in all the time, the faces of the other business owners that all support each other, and actually, I think that's probably our favorite part, is the support of everyone who's down here. There's just a really positive community that all want everyone to succeed.
What is your favorite thing about what you do here?
Aside from the wine,
You can say the wine.
the wine is a good part too, but actually we really love our staff. We would definitely say that the people who have worked here for pretty much the entire 3 years with us have become kind of a little family for us, and so that has been really special to grow in those relationships. There's so many hidden gems of downtown Lethbridge. We just dropped my mother-in-law off down here. She's here visiting. And as we went through every street downtown, I was like, oh, you have to go down here because there's these little shops, or stop here and you get like a really great coffee. I think the hidden gems are the ones that have been down here for a long time. And the Penny Coffee House is very special, and I don't know, there's just lots of places that bring nostalgia, especially for me since I've lived here my whole life.
my name is Chantel Noel. I'm the owner of Whole Lotta Love here in downtown. This is my piercer, Erin. We've been here since January of 2022.
I just love the connections that we make with people. Cool thing about being a body piercer, we kind of help people get comfortable in their skin and like make them feel good about their bodies. And I know it's just so cool to have those experiences with clients.
I would have to agree with all of that.
What would you say is a hidden gem of downtown?
I'll let you take that one.
Hidden gem? I love the coffee shops that are around here. Red Milk and Honey is super good, one of my faves. Yeah, like all the little desserts that they sell as well. Probably my favorite.
We do have a good food scene for downtown. We've got Hickory Street that just moved in, and they're pretty fantastic. Most of our restaurants, like I think most of our better restaurants and food services and coffee shops are downtown for sure. I love the murals downtown. Those are fun.
Yeah, probably the same for me. The murals that you see in like some of the alleys, or even just walls on some big businesses. Probably my favorite as well.
For sure.
We always say that nobody would actually work in the floral studio industry unless they had a passion for flowers. But aside from that, we are kind of involved in so many different moments of life, from like birth to passing, weddings, birthdays, all the things in between. So we really get to build some really beautiful, lasting relationships with our clients via flowers. My name is Chelsea Larson. I'm the owner of Bloom Diggity Floral Studio in downtown Lethbridge. We have been open for 9 years, and we've been in this location now for just shy of 2 years. The nice thing about downtown is like we really do feel like there's so many different hidden gems, and that was like one of the reasons we wanted to move down here, is because we also wanted to be one of the things that people are just walking around and you just come across them, right? Personally, I really love Herbal Apothecary and Analog books. I know they're kind of favorites probably with a lot of people. Both of them have like become such pivotal players in downtown community already in just the short time that they've been open. From the moment that like I entered downtown and was looking at opening a shop down here, everybody was super welcoming, super helpful. We always had a visitor at our door while we were doing the construction phase, just kind of checking in, seeing if there was anything that they could do for us. Everybody is always looking for ways to like participate with one another and give each other a leg up or include everybody. When we moved from 6th Street, we weren't gonna move unless we could stay downtown. So like that's how important for us it was to stay downtown, just because we could never leave this like family that has been built around us.
Not only am I the person who sells people books, I'm also the person who buys books from them. So it's like much more of a business relationship than it is just a seller relationship. John Piska owned Big John's Books, and we've been in downtown 5.5 years. It's fun for me. I like to organize and I love books, so that's pretty much all you have to have, and the ability to remember things like authors' names and things like that.
How do you organize a bookstore, though?
My own way, most of the time. I try to keep it alphabetical within reason, but not like a library. And then I just kind of put it in the categories that I think it should be in. And people correct me sometimes, but I just put it back there anyway. My store. We were previously located in an area that was kind of like the industrial area where there was no other businesses. There was mostly lawyers and doctors and churches and things like that. And I kind of understood how a lot of the small businesses felt, that they were kind of isolated and alone. That's what I felt like for the first about 13 years. So that's why I changed my mind. And we used to be very much like that, where we would just try and do everything on our own. And when we moved here, we had such a great response from the other businesses. It kind of inspired me to do more for small business in general. We all have different things that we are really great at, and finding ways to do things together. I've been doing it for 4 years now, 5 years, almost immediately when we got into the downtown. So yeah, you can see how it started. It just started with me going to like coffee shops and taking books and putting next to the coffee and things like that. That's how it really started. But I'm just trying to work together with other businesses because it works. One of the things that we found that was very interesting was the place. where it's kind of like bringing you back to when you were a kid and you could go to the arcades and play video games and play pool and do things that, you know, you wouldn't axe throw. That was a surprise. That one is a hidden gem. I had no idea how much fun that would be when we went to do that. We're still planning to go back to that one. Another one that I can think of was the Round Table, which has some of the best food you would ever imagine, especially the fries. They're unbelievable. Clue was the favorite of everybody, but we tried everything, including Guess Who, and we tried the Trivial Pursuit Harry Potter game, which I lost horribly at, although I watched all the movies. I have a favorite story. One of our customers overheard me talking about how we didn't have any bookmarks, and he actually went and had some printed, actually paid them to design a logo for us, and he brought it in and he gave them to us for free. That was one of my favorite stories. Just really awesome of him to do that. He just wanted to give something back over all the years of us supplying him with good books.
August 10th, day 8.
Hey, I'm Hannah, the owner and operator of the Salon Soil. We've been in downtown Lethbridge since 2020. So we operated 1 year on 5th Street, and then we moved locations, and we've been at our current location for the last 2.5 years. When we moved into our first home quite a few years ago, one thing that I loved about decorating my house was plants. I was buying a lot of my plants from big box stores, and I thought, oh, wouldn't it be so great if there's like a local shop I could get these from? So years went by and I continued to buy plants from all these big box stores until eventually I was sick of waiting for somebody to open up the shop that I wanted and decided to go for it myself. So a necessity, I guess, is how I felt it was when I opened. So I started going to markets and then eventually opened up a brick and mortar.
Has the plant addiction gotten better or worse since you've had a shop now?
Honestly, probably worse. I now hardly take any plants home because I have so many other responsibilities to care for them here. So my collection has definitely suffered a little bit, but it has grown in the shop. So a bit of both. I love everything basically about downtown Lethbridge. I love the community that's been built down here. I love how many women-owned businesses there are downtown. I love the way the streets look and the architecture. That's one thing I miss about our old location is that they have the cutest brick wall and like wood windows. There's just such a good community downtown. Community events have always been on our radar for the shop. That was something that was fundamental when I opened the store. Yeah, I think it's just really important and it's a great opportunity to give back because lots of businesses gave back to me when I started.
What would you say is a hidden gem of downtown Lethbridge?
Ooh, definitely, and I have always said this, is the Mediterranean Matzo Bar. That one is my favorite place to get shawarma, and it is really always busy, but every time I tell people about it, nobody has heard about it. So,
where is that anyway?
It's on 4th Avenue, right beside ETB. Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, oh, so good, so good.
If you want to dream with me for a minute and think of Lethbridge in about 5 to 10 years, what would you like to see more of downtown?
I would love more events being happening downtown. I definitely think post-COVID there is lots happening here, but I feel like there could always be more. My dream would be that our street just outside, so this is 6th Street, would be closed to be a walking street and just a walking promenade. I would love that. Every store front is full and booming and bustling. There's no vacancies. People will feel safe and happy to shop downtown. Yeah, those would be my hopes and goals and dreams for downtown in a few years.
My name is Peter Tingy. I'm the owner of Gifty Boutique and Mall here in Lethbridge. Been down here for at least 3 years now, downtown Lethbridge.
What inspired you to open up this place?
Because my auntie has one in Calgary, and she was actually the one that pushed me to actually open one here in Lethbridge. So I was like, yeah, why not?
What is your favorite part about owning this shop?
There's a lot. You're the boss, I'll put it like that. Okay.
What's your favorite thing about being downtown Lethbridge?
Because you get to meet new people every day. You see different people. Even sometimes you're like, oh, is this person from Lethbridge? So you get to meet new people daily, which is good.
Cool. What was your favorite shop in Lethbridge?
Before?
Yeah.
I think it used to be Hudson Bay. Yeah, that was way back. But now this is the favorite one. Keep the boutique, I guess.
I love to go out to eat, so I love to be able to give that to somebody else, if that makes sense. My name is Morgan Boucher from Bourbon and Butter, and we've been here a year and a half. This location kind of came to us just a little bit synchronistically, I guess. When we were opening, there were a few different spaces that we looked at, and we knew this space just kind of chose us. It just made sense.
Oh, I love that.
And yeah, downtown. I mean, we live 2 blocks from here too, right? So, yeah.
That's convenient.
Yeah. Yeah, I like living downtown. I love all the little shops I get to go in when I'm on break. Every time I have a gap in my day, I get to go and explore all the food and all the cute little boutiques downtown. I love it. I love to go out to restaurants. Coco Japanese. I love their food, and there are too many people that I tell to go there that don't know about it. So yeah, Coco Japanese. The Mabo ramen. It's spicy and tofu and pork. It's delicious.
What's your favorite thing on your menu?
Probably the ribs or the pan con tomate. Yeah, or the duck breast. The duck breast is also fantastic. Yeah, that's my favorite today.
August 18th, day 17.
My name is Darcy Logan, and I'm the Curator and Gallery Services Manager at CASA in the heart of downtown Lethbridge.
What do you think is the biggest benefit to having art in a community?
It does a lot of things. It gives opportunities for local artists in the community to share what they do, but more than that, it's important for placemaking. It becomes a site where people can gather, a place that elicits conversation, and it just enhances the kind of topography of the city.
If we want to talk a little bit about those vinyl wraps in Galt Gardens, those are beautiful.
Yeah, they're really amazing, and that was the first initiative that the Public Art Committee did to bring artists in to wrap those boxes, and it's the start of something that's now snowballing in the community, so it's really exciting. You get to see a spectrum of different artistic approaches and people's experiences, from emerging artists through to established artists, and it's a great initiative that way. Before the downtown redevelopment really started, there was lots of artist studios in the downtown, and then as redevelopment happens, which we want the downtown to be vibrant, you see a lot more gallery spaces, all the public art projects, and it's becoming a little more institutional, and I don't think that's a bad thing. That just leaves room in the circumference as it grows from the downtown for more guerrilla initiatives and things like that.
We love guerrilla art.
I love guerrilla art too. I've been a part of several art collectives over the years that have done kind of guerrilla public art interventions, so I'm always excited when other people are doing it as well.
We love it here. We really do.
I do. I feel blessed to be here.
Yeah, I feel like I was telling Crystal yesterday, like the downtown should be the heart of a city, you know, and people should want to be here, and they should love all the unique little diverse, you know, businesses and places to be, and just for it to be welcoming too, you know. So that's what we're trying.
Means something different to me now that I do work downtown.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, you did
right?
good.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
the
she got it out.
Gluten.
I'm not kidding you. It really is the gluten. What if we just never ate gluten again? I don't know. I know.
Whips.
I feel like I should maybe give it a go. I don't know if I can give it up. But yeah. We love it. We love downtown.
Yeah. YQL. Woo!
go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
So you can just say, hello, my name is Claire Lint, and I am owner and artistic director. I'm looking at you.
Okay, that's okay.
No, I have to look this way. I'm looking at these people. Is that where I'm looking?
You're looking at our audience.
I'm fine.
She felt like she was cheating on you. Wow. You just made her feel real guilty.
Oh my god. I didn't swear at all.
You didn't swear at all.
That's a pop trick question.
Oh. I'm gonna throw one.
You have to throw a curveball, don't you? And be sitting here for a while. 'Cause I'm stumped, and that's all I'm gonna think about for like the next 3 weeks. Or like, my answer's actually, can you please re-edit our clip? Because I have a better answer.
You're doing fine.
Anyways, that's my thing.
I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. I don't know how to say like how we decorate. I just wanted it white. I like white walls.
Oh, it's really nice.
Yeah, yeah.
It's from our sister city, but it's in Lethbridge, but I can't remember what maritime. I want to say Newfoundland. Yeah.
But we can say we're the best Lethbridge still, though, right?
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Right? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Maybe don't put that in there.
Are we taking turns answering?
Yeah, are we answering? You can answer if you want.
What was the question again?
If you go in it just like you're kind of worried everything's going to fall on you at all times, there's so many cool books in there. And I don't know where they come from or how he gets them. I would say that's the hidden gem. There's a million cool little shops. Herbal Apothecary at a lane on this street. There's a new taco place. Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Academy just opened down the street. There's a candy shop on 5th. There's like a million cool. Okay. The actual hidden gem in town is Lady Luck Lounge.
Well, that was my last question anyway.